This is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello, kids. Welcome back. You know what time it is. She's a little bit salty.
He's a whole lot of petty, and together with the Salty and Petty podcast.
Duh. That's right, kids. We're back for our second Tales from the Crypt episode this month. Because we love love.
I love something. It ain't love.
Oh, my. And that's right, kids. It's either a Tales from the Crypt episode or Lilith Hellfire's biography. Yes. This time we'll be covering Loved to Death. Just the way Lilith likes her dates.
Not quite. This is a little too clingy. This is like stage level clinger. No thanks.
Yes, this season 3 episode of Tales from the Crypt. Yes, Loved to Death. All right, so, and one of those, God, this is another, gives you the bad vibes. It's like, oh yeah, well, someone gets roofied.
This is Bill Cosby's favorite episode.
Oh,
allegedly. Parody and satire.
Well, wasn't he convicted of that stuff? So I don't think you have to say allegedly.
I'll still just say allegedly. Same thing. Never know.
What do you think, he's going to sue you?
Maybe. Oh.
Does Bill Cosby still have a ton of money or not?
I actually think he does.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I'm sure it's not now, but like when Cosby's show was in syndication, he probably making good money,
breaking
right?
it in, yeah.
Yeah.
Different World is still in syndication too, which is still a part of that whole situation.
Oh, yeah. So he's probably getting something for that, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Cosby. Not anymore.
Yeah, they took away his honorary degree.
Yeah. Oh, he probably has that pudding pop money too, right?
Let's get started, silly. I was just like, Andrew McCarthy? Oh my god, this is not gonna go well.
I know.
Rat Pack vibe, bro.
And Mariel Hemingway.
Actual daughter. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I was shocked because usually, well, like when you get like names, like on these episodes, it's like, okay, there's no nudity, but man, we got some side boob.
Which is crazy because it's HBO. You think we get a little bit more than side boob.
But again, she's a name. Is, you know, if it's
she's not really a name. I mean, all her stuff has been like side bit parts, never really. So
yeah, but it's like if you automatically I think if you even recognize the name, you don't have to be an A-lister, but if you automatically recognize the name, you're like, okay, there's like gonna be a little to no nudity in this episode.
I guess I could see that.
I
think James Spader, out of all the Brat Pack people, I think James Spader would have been a little bit better at this dubious part. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because he's such a good actor. Like he's
a little baby son of a bitch, and we love it.
Yeah, he can play a villain. He can play a creepy guy. Yeah.
Shout out to the Blacklist.
Or was that the whole point of that, though? Or is it just like, oh, Andrew McCarthy, you wanted someone who looked more innocent, so you're just like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I guess that's the vibes they were going for, but like, it's a love potion. It's giving something to someone against their will. It's like
exactly.
Just,
well, isn't that the plot of like half of those like teen movies?
Literally stolen from The Chaser, by the way, from Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. I did. Yes, I did watch that. Yes.
Yeah.
Although I feel like this is a trope in like fiction going back.
Of course.
Probably how long? Probably before the Twilight Zone even.
Yeah, definitely, but very similar. Very similar.
And is it just episodes like this that have, I mean, I don't want to blame all the stuff on episodes like this, but I'm like, that help create some incels? It's just like, oh no, I'll make her love me.
Well, that is also the trope. I mean, we had that trope. What? How long did Big Bang Theory run? How long did Family Matters with Urkel and Laura? And they end up getting the girl eventually. So
Yeah, but at least they're
wish fulfillment, male wish fulfillment.
But at least they're just trying to win them over. They're not like giving them magical roofies.
The case of Lynn, or no, I'm kidding.
It's not as smart as Sheldon. just ask Sheldon.
Bazinga.
But yeah, no, well, the Twilight Zone one, that one, again, that was what, the early 60s. They're just like, oh, women don't know what they want. I'll show her what she wants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know this was already like, an early 90s episode, but still, you would think by that point, they're just like,
no. You could still get an episode like this made today. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess. And I guess, with the ending, it's like, well, it's like, not like you lived happily ever after either, so.
Well, you're never going to love happily ever after with a love potion.
Yeah, oh, well, exactly.
I mean, like, come on, you didn't watch Aladdin? Like, they literally said, I can't make someone, like, at least Aladdin gets it.
Yeah. Like you mentioned Big Bang Theory, I think it was more like, oh, and they lived happily ever after. Here it's like, hey, roofies her, she falls in love with him, but it's like, yeah, ain't no happy ending, so.
It's brutal, bro. So let's just get into it, I guess. We'll start. So like he is like an aspiring screenwriter. He's from like the Midwest, Indiana. He has this crush on his neighbor who's like this aspiring actress allegedly, but she's more like a bimbo gold digger Kelly Bundy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And she's definitely not giving him any attention. And so like basically he's got this unrequited love situation, and his landlord goes, hey, try this potion, but the effects are permanent.
And I find that weird too, where it's just like, again, and a lot of Tales from the Crypts are like this, but it's like, where to get this potion? What's in it for him? But it's like, you really don't get a lot of answers.
Or something.
I mean,
you see all the pictures of the women, right?
Yeah.
The victim. Well, spoilers to jump ahead. So it's like, this guy's obviously like a demon, a devil, something. He's getting like souls out of it or something.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I wish they wouldn't be so subtle with it, but yeah. Or unless he just likes to watch.
Ooh. Get the chair.
Yeah, do more. Because
strongest wrists down under.
So yeah, like let's just I guess we can recap the episode.
Yeah. So he gets the potion from the landlord, and then
well, he's like really smitten with her. It's just really kind of sad, and he like she says, hey, let's meet for a date, And she keeps him waiting for like 5 hours, and then she brings another guy home and forgets about the date. And that's when the landlord kind of noses through the cameras. And I'm like, wow, bro. Like, even back then, in like 1991, he's got cameras. That's interesting. That's certified D1 creeper, bro.
Exactly.
And then, so, Edward goes to pay the rent, and, like, the door opens. Well, he has that weird fantasy, I guess. And then he, like, actually, like, gropes her, and she kicks him out of the apartment.
Yeah, because like he like what if matches her as like the main character from that story he's writing and stuff. Yeah.
And so that's when he goes to pay the rent, slips the envelope under the landlord's door, but it mysteriously opens. And he's like looking around, and he sees pictures of women, and the landlord's just like, hey man, I saw she kept you waiting for 5 hours. Like, he's really good poking the bear here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, do you love Miranda? I'm like, he doesn't even know Miranda. It's crazy. He's like, here's a love potion.
And again,
and almost whispers, the effects are permanent.
I know. And again, you make a good point, which was, I wanted to say something on. It's like, yeah, he really doesn't know her. It's like, oh, I'm in love with her. No, you're attracted to her because she's hot.
You're in lust, my friend.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So Edward goes back to like the next day to like apologize to her. She's like, you need to move out. He's like, okay, well fine, whatever, let's just have a drink. And he slips the potion in there, and she takes it, and then he's like, you need to leave. And then because the potion hasn't taken effect yet, she calls 911 and wants the police to escort him out. And then the love potion takes effect, and she's like wanting to kiss him, and they're like, let's bone. And then they're like actually naked and banging all night. And then the next morning He's clearly tired, dehydrated, and whatnots. And she's like, "Nah, let's do it again." And she's like, "I love you. We gotta bang again." And he's like, okay. Let me grab my pill." And Edward reminds me, like, we've kind of been going at it all night. So I don't care. We're doing it again. And they start doing it again. Mama gets what Mama wants. Good for her.
Relatable.
So they finally do take a break, and Edward gets to working on a script, and she's kind of looking at him, and then she's like, "Hey, buddy, let's do it again." And he's like, "I'm kind of tired," and she's like, "But I'm ready for more." So, as he's laying there on the bed, she approaches him, and she's wearing exactly what he'd imagined in his fantasy. And she's like, "I'm not tired. I'm not drained out." And she rips it off, and she's got some little lingerie. That's a theme. Like, literally take a drink every time one of the female leads is in lingerie in this show, and you're gonna be messed up. It's like he's like trying to fight her off and escape, and she's begging him, and it's like really loud, and the neighbors overhear it, and they think it's quite funny. No means no, but like, hey, he violated her consent, so she's gonna violate his. What's fair is fair.
Exactly.
As Miranda starts saying she loves him, and she's like, "Why won't you love me?" And he's like really trying to escape, and she's like, "Hit me, tell me you hate me, be mean to me." And he punches her, and she falls off the bed, but she's unaffected by it. She's like, "You could never be mad at me," and I'm like, okay. So he just like run into the landlord. He's like, "I told you the effects are permanent, bro. And the only way out is to kill her." And I'm like, ooh. And then that's when he realizes, like, wow, the pictures are there, and like he wasn't prepared for the consequences of the love potion. And he's like, "Oh, these are victims. Damn it." And then he's like, he actually takes the poison. And he's like gonna go back to her and kill her. So he like prepares 2 more drinks, and then like Miranda's like, "Oh, your glass is dirty," and she switches the drink. So the non-poison drink is in the dirty glass. Like the whole switcheroo, the whole Princess Bride situation.
Mm-hmm.
So Miranda gives Edward the poison drink. He takes it, dies. He wakes up in the afterlife dressed in all white, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in the good place? That doesn't feel right." And then he hears Miranda's voice calling for him, and she walks toward him, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what happened to your face?" She's like, "I loved you so much that when you died, I had to kill myself." He's like, "Wait a minute, if you committed suicide, we can't be in the same place." Babes, you roofied her, girl. Aware consent or free will. Yeah, you're in hell, bud.
And then you tried to kill her. Yes.
Exactly. Miranda, however, is disfigured from her accident, and and it followed her into the afterlife, and she's like going towards him, love me, and he's kind of stuck in the afterlife for all eternity with her like that, and it just like kind of starts like we end the episode with him screaming, realizing the horror of it all.
Yeah, because I think she said she threw herself out the window, and I think she must have landed on her face or something.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go splat depending on. I guess that building wasn't that big.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably alive for a little bit now that I think about it. Ooh, rough.
So yeah, so even though the potion and it had to be magical, because I was just like, she wouldn't have just had physical effects on her physical body, but yeah, even in the afterlife, she's So I
think because she was a victim, that's just a projection of her for his hell, and she actually went to heaven. Like I just refuse to believe that she got victimized.
Although
ended up in hell with him.
Although she didn't seem like the nicest person before he roofied her, so maybe she's like,
I think the roofie cancels it out. I'm just
saying. Maybe. I was saying maybe she was pulling crap before she ever met him, but yeah. But again, yeah.
Well, either way, they're both terrible people because they live in LA. Try to be a writer and an actress. Like, no. You're terrible. You both deserve what you got. Remember, guys, LA is a literal hellscape. You cannot change my mind. Like, F in the chat for Fire Aid and all that, but like, kind of goes and proves my point, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and again, the whole roofie story, I mean, at least it showed there were consequences. It killed him.
One thing about it, Tales from the Crypt episode, there's gonna be consequences.
Yeah. Like, again, we made the point before, it's like a darker Twilight Zone where it's like, yeah, there are consequences.
I like the closing segment more than the opening segment. I do like where he's like dying for a date, aching for a little prick of passion. I was like, oh, what? Oh God! But the ending was like in the bed with the other skeleton. He's like, "So was it good for you?" And then the skeleton head falls off. He's like, oh, talk about head over heels.
I know. That's the thing with this show. It's like the first season, they were just like, okay, he's just gonna sit there and set up the episode.
Yeah, we're gonna lead into it.
By what if was it the second season or this one? Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, he's gonna have to have a monologue and just the whole stand-up comedy routine.
Okay. Fun facts. Rick Moranis, Judd Nelson, and Martin Short were all considered for the role. I think Martin Short would have been an excellent choice.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
Not Judd Nelson, not Rick Moranis, but Martin Short definitely.
Martin Short would have chewed up this scene, yeah.
He would have grown a mustache and twirled it, baby.
We're like, no, enough!
I love it a lot. Yeah, this is a fun episode.
Yeah.
The landlord's giving like something out of a Stephen King movie in Maine. Like, they should have said it in Maine.
The landlord was like a cross between Stephen King thing and what was that movie, Sliver?
Oh yeah. He's like smoking that cigarette with this big old Zippo lighter. I'm just like, yes, I'm here for it.
Yes.
But man, was this budget low.
No, again, what did you need? I mean, they were basically the whole
thing with some lights poking.
What?
Like the afterlife at the end where he's looking around and he's in this white choir robe, and I'm just like, oh my god.
But again, that whole scene was a minute or so. It's the whole rest of the episode either took place in his apartment, her apartment, the landlord's, or there was that one scene in the laundry room downstairs. That was it.
Yeah.
And again, it's okay, that's a public. I mean, again, he had to be in Lust, but I'm just like, okay, if you're in a public. The whole building uses this laundry room. She's taking her clothes off. I'm like, really?
Hey, man.
I mean, I'm not trying to. I was like, hey, I had no problem with it, but I'm just saying it
is what it is. What needs to be done needs to be done.
I guess she was on the phone oblivious, yelling at her agent or whatever.
Exactly.
I know, Lilith. It's LA, people
exactly.
in their own thing, and
the things I've seen in LA cannot be unseen. Okay, it's a reason why I'm just like, if you live there, if you're not a local and you live there long enough, you know what I'm saying. If you're a local, I think you don't notice it. Probably.
Well, I figure too. It's a big,
It's Florida. It's that's normal to us.
Oh, I thought it was LA is just in New York or the West Coast, where crazy stuff.
It's not though. It's definitely different. It's kind of outrageous actually in LA. I hate when people kind of pretend that it's not, and I'm just like, okay, you just obviously haven't been here long enough. That's all.
I just mean for the craziness, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane out there. New York's insane in a different way. Rats on a subway type thing. LA is homeless people 1 mile from freaking the richest place in America. It's a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Manhattan, for all the rich people live there, it's actually kind of trash. For all the money you pay, it's actually kind of trash.
Well, again, it's New York. It's you paying how many thousands for a 1-room apartment?
Upper East Side, yeah, sure, okay. You can say that place is worth that much money all you want to, but I have eyes.
There you go. Someone needs to make a horror movie just about rents in these big cities.
I think it's a documentary called Life on TikTok. We got it covered. Yeah, I don't know. This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and again, I mean, we'll get back to some more of these this year, kids, and
disfigurement wasn't that bad though. To be real,
what
the disfigurement that she had wasn't that bad. She just looked like she got beat up.
Well, it wasn't half her her lip missing, or just
yeah, but not that bad. All things considered.
Well, again, I mean, the guy was superficial too. I mean, he fell in lust with her, and wanted to.
That's definitely a boner killer.
Roofier for life. Oh my.
I get it.
Come on, Lilith. Imagine you're with a young himbo and his, meanwhile, got a big crater going up the side of his face. Got the Grand Canyon.
I get it.
But like I said, yeah, the whole roofie thing was creepy, but at least, yeah, there are consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we should have did. We should have watched the Twilight Zone episode and then this one and compared them.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of more opportunities.
Yes, and
lot of crossover.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, we're going to get the Twilight Zone episodes this year too, kids. So. Oh my lord, we got to gonna get the one where the kid sends everyone out to the field.
Oh yeah.
Although Twilight's is kind of depressing because you're like, yeah, most of these people are probably dead now.
Oh yeah, they are.
Because again,
original Twilight, every last one of them, even the kids, dead.
No, there's a few who's still alive because there's one with like a very, very young Ronnie Howard.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't make it as bad.
But again, he's a very small child, and we always like, oh god, what is he like 70 now?
Like a Oscar nominated
director. He's like in his 70s now. I think he's like.
I love his interview when they asked him when he was like a very small kid on like the Andy Griffith show, and they were like talking about like the first time he had to like cry on camera. He's like, I just thought about my dog dying, even though he wasn't dead. I just thought about how that would feel, and I was just like, that kid's going places. Aww. And good for Clint too, you know. He can ride his coattail.
Oh man, he's ridden his coattails for how many decades now?
My favorite Nepo baby. I am not gonna lie to you. Clint Howard is my favorite Nepo baby, and I will not make apologies for it.
So, what did he get him that job on the original Star Trek series?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty like Clint is a cool guy in his own right, and everybody says he's like a joy and a pleasure to work with. But like, we all know what's up.
There we go. There's an episode we could do the whole Howard family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, pop culture is just dead. I'm sorry to tell you guys, pop culture is dead. We just have to focus on we might have to make a lot of 90s stuff this year.
Yeah, because everything is just like reboots and revivals.
Yeah.
Oh, before we got on this morning, I saw, I guess they're doing a Malcolm in the Middle revival or something, or.
Well, I'm actually okay with it. I don't know how much I love Malcolm in the Middle, but like Frankie Muniz has like a brain disorder where he actually doesn't remember making that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like him, like I think it's probably at the behest of Bryan Cranston. Like I'm okay with that. Like I don't feel like it's a cash grab. I think it's gonna be fun. I hope they actually follow it with the whole presidential thing. Actually, I think it's a lot of things. Like I feel like that show was cut a little too short. The ending wasn't that satisfying for fans, so it makes sense for them to want to do that. Like it's a lot of reasons that I'm okay with them if they do actually want to do that. It's not like the Buffy thing where it's like, babes, we had a whole spinoff. We had the whole comic books that just ended atrociously, mind you. So like, yeah, I don't need more Buffy content. I don't need to be reminded about Joss Whedon. I'm good on that. But Malcolm in the Middle, I think actually the world does need Malcolm in the Middle right now. I'm okay with that.
The headline I saw was one of the main characters is going to be revealed to be non-binary.
Not anymore. They're going to cut that right off.
Oh yeah, this political climate. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and if it's not Dewey, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's the youngest one, right?
Yeah.
That was my first thought. Yeah.
If it's not Dewey, well, actually, I can see Reese too. Like, there's arguments for everything, but like, if it's not Dewey, obviously Dewey's like, if you actually have watched that show and you're a fan, you're like that should be your first thought. But I would be okay with Reese too.
I just want some kind of joke where the dad's making blue meth.
No, it's just making blue. It's like making something blue. It's just like blue ice candy.
I mean, again, I've seen that joke over the.
And if freaking old boy who played Jesse doesn't show up, I'm gonna be pissed.
Exactly. But that's the joke I've always seen where it's like, yeah, the Breaking Bad.
He was a witness protection program.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
I love that fan theory. I love it. That like
Breaking Bad
in the middle is the ending of Breaking Bad. Like Walt didn't die. He just went to go start a new family.
Witness protection. Yeah.
Because think about it. I'm just saying both wives are shrews. I'm just saying. And the kids are a train wreck. I'm just saying.
At least I don't have a damn pizza on my roof.
Shout out to the people they sold that house. I heard that house was for sale, actually.
Yeah, I did see that because again, they said people would go by and throw pizzas on the roof.
It's like, babes, how long has it been since Breaking Bad ended? Let it go.
I know. Oh God, should we do an episode on Breaking Bad at some point?
Oh, absolutely.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah. You know, like, what's the crazy thing is, like, I actually was, like, really against Breaking Bad for the longest time, and I ended up not really getting into it until, like, I saw Better Call Saul first, actually. Like, I saw a couple episodes of Breaking Bad, but like, I really got into Better Call Saul, and so I actually went back and watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, me too. I watched Breaking Bad first, but yeah, like it took me a while to get into it. Like I just like started binging back episodes, but like God, it was either the last.
Like, the fundamental problem is that if this had happened to him in any other country in the world,
Yeah, it wouldn't be
had
believable.
healthcare.
Yeah.
So like that premise to me is just like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that.
And again, maybe it helps highlight the situation where it's like, yeah, our healthcare is the worst in the world.
It just gets lost on people though. But I just like honestly say, like, had he been Canadian, Mexican, part of the UK, Australia, like so it's just like, ooh, feels bad, bro. Feels bad to be reminded that you have to take it to that extreme.
I know, and it's.
But it is a masterpiece in character study and how a good man turns back. The show actually is underrated as far as I'm concerned. As much commentary as you've seen about it, it's not enough, actually.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel right,
It's like
girl.
an AMC show. Like, I hate Mad Men. And so, like, that's probably another reason why I was just like, oh, I mean, Mad Men's definitely overrated.
Yeah, I've never
I
watched.
don't think Breaking Bad is overrated at all. I think it's a very fascinating show.
Oh, yeah. Again, you get your statement on the healthcare system in America, and then it's just like basically just the.
I remember reading one of those like Facebook posts, right when Breaking Bad was coming out. Bryan Cranston trying to play a dramatic role. This show's not gonna last a season. I hope people roast him every fucking year about that comment.
That comment did on age well, yeah, because that's all he does now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I heard like I said, Bryan Cranston, he really like enjoyed his time on Malcolm in the Middle. He really has a really good bond with that. So I am so down for Malcolm in the Middle revival, honestly. As long as it's not like fake woke and all that, like I'm totally cool with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my Lord. Oh, that got me thinking about, you were talking about Cranston and his career. We should do an episode, of course. I mean, one of our favorites, like a Seinfeld episode, but not on the main four, like all the side characters and stuff.
Oh yeah. I love the Bizarroverse. Like, I feel like that should have been a spinoff. Such a freaking, like, Seinfeld didn't get a spinoff? Are you freaking kidding me?
Does he say bad bye? No.
Is he black?
Does he live underwater?
Literally me trying to figure out Bizarro as a child. I'm like, okay, if you say so.
And it's so funny when you know the Easter eggs, because it's like, yeah, when she's over at what's his face's apartment, he has a Bizarro statue instead of a Superman statue.
I feel like that literally should have been the spinoff and it would have been so perfect. You know what? That's another thing I'm gonna do if I ever get my time travel machine working. I'm going back and I'm pitching that. I'm gonna get all the blackmail I can on the NBC president at the time, and I'm gonna make it happen, kids.
I mean, if they wanted like
if I get my time travel machine working, there'll be signs for me, maybe not you.
Oh, I mean, that would have been funny if, like, at the end of Seinfeld, Elaine doesn't go to prison, and then they just spin off her in the Bizarroverse.
She gets her happy ending. The descent of Elaine is just like so fascinating, man.
Yeah,
she had friends. She had this great job. She was actually a pretty decent person, and then Jerry's world just sucks her down into the guck and the muck.
I mean, you could almost say the same for Kramer. I mean,
no, Kramer's absolutely A1 evil, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was crazy, but yeah, he got worse.
He's low key evil, bro. Like, watching Kramer, it's like, yeah, he's a manipulative piece of shit that never works. Like, come on.
Or maybe George. I mean, he was neurotic in the beginning, but then
George is master manipulator. Listen,
he went full evil.
Like, Seinfeld is just such a devious show. Like, you're just thinking, oh, these are just four friends. Just like, just four friends hanging out in New York. But it's bad, bro. These are bad people.
Oh, yeah. So she's dead?
They make no apologies for being
no,
bad
especially as time goes on.
I mean, that's probably really who shaped me the way I am.
She's dead? Oh, okay.
Exactly. Dog getting on your nerve? Yeah. Totally justified. Your neighbor's dog or cat won't start meowing or barking? Totally justifiable.
What did you say to them? Oh, it was from Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
It's just a lot to be said. Like, I know, like, Seinfeld is, like, obsolete, like, but, like, I think it's just such a great thing to look at.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think, like, Larry David meant for it to be that. It's just, like, when you look at it. Like he was just trying
Yeah.
to have a bit of fun and just like kind of putting his little self insert into it. And like that's why I really love like Curb Your Enthusiasm is Seinfeld on steroids. And I'm so glad you finally joined me in the
Oh yeah, I mean,
insanity that is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
yeah, you watch that show and it's just like, okay, yeah, you can
George
tell
is
he,
my favorite character, not gonna lie. So I think that's really why I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
yeah, because it really drives home the point. It's like, oh yeah, he is the George, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's a lot of things we can dig into. That if pop culture is gonna be this lame.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can let's go back to take it back to the '90s, bitch. Let's do Justin.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna do lots of worse stuff.
Going back
Get
to
ready
the
for
90s
90s
here, bitch.
What?
Let's get ready for the '90s files, kids.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, Justin was saying, yeah, he'll join us as a fellow only child latchkey kid. Yes.
Only latchkey kids know certain pains of the '90s.
Exactly. So
Friday night, what you gonna do? Gonna get you some Domino? You're gonna get yourself some Pizza Hut? You're gonna rent yourself a movie from Blockbuster or Family Video?
crank up the Nintendo or Super Nintendo.
Exactly. Or in my case, Nintendo 64, a little GoldenEye action.
Oh my. Oh, you know what? I don't know if we talked about it before. I think we have. You know who should get on here for a episode for the. How about we talk some 90s music with Noel Tate?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's all going to be obscure stuff nobody's else ever heard of, but we'll love it.
We can bring a popular
that only like existed for 2 weeks
out
of Minnesota.
We can bring up the popular music of the 90s and just have okay, that's trash.
I think that the 90s transition from like the music, like from grunge to like the actual return of pop music is like such a the 90s is so fast. Like it's literally the last decade that was distinctive enough. Like everything else just feels like rehash, with the exception of the brief time of like 2012 to 2016. There's like this very micro thing that happened where everything was like emojis and galaxy print and hipsters. With that exception, like it's just so fascinating. Like that quote from The Matrix is so true to me, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a '90s kid, I'm a millennial, but like yeah, the '90s was the last great decade. I'm gonna stand by it, and I don't care. You can suck it, Gen Z.
I know it's like they knew they knew it was coming. Be like, yeah, the '90s was the last great decade.
Like it's just like the culture of the '90s and the melding of the internet and how the internet changed everything. It's just like I literally, because I lived through it, I was very conscious through most of it.
Well, and again too, it's like the '90s was the last like original era. And now it's all.
It's the last time we like named a decade, really. Like, yeah, sure, you have like the 2000s, but then what comes after the 2000s? I mean, I call like, and I'm not. People don't even call like really the 2000s. Like we refuse to call it the aughts for whatever reason, and like it's just like how we define our time like just kind of changed as well after 2000, and that has a lot to do with it. It's just like from a like a cultural anthropological kind of thing. It's very fascinating.
And again, maybe it's just all the reboots and everything, but it's just like, doesn't it seem like people's pop culture knowledge is like going down?
I mean, it would be good thing if their actual rest of like historical or financial literacy went up, but like everything is just
it's all going down. Yeah,
it's all going downhill.
Why I blame that on people not reading as much though.
Well, I blame it on it has been a very solid anti-intellectual movement too since like I say 2010. For whatever reason, and those roosters are actually coming home to those chickens are coming home to roost now. Unfortunately, again,
the dumber the population, the more easier to control.
Yeah, it's like it actually is the antithesis of what our founding fathers wanted. They wanted it, well, kind of, sort of, kind of, sort of, but
the men who own slaves.
Well, I mean, for the people that voted, the landed gentry, they definitely wanted to be smart, educated, and to be able to make informed decisions. I mean, most of them were like lawyers and things like that. They were probably all rolling over in their grave. A, because we ended slavery, but B, everybody's so damn stupid.
And again, if the general intellect had not gone down, maybe we would have flying cars and stuff by now.
It was definitely a concerted effort. I mean, I'm into conspiracy theories, but just because it's a conspiracy theory doesn't mean it's not true, as we've learned, especially with the U.S. government. So
Well, again, I mean, look at the 20th century. I mean, you invented the automobile, you invented the airplane, you invented all this stuff,
well,
and
that's alien tech, bud.
yeah,
Same
I
thing with
guess.
Velcro and Tang, but
Yeah. Well, why can't they give us new stuff then? Because I'm like, you know,
because the aliens are done with us.
I get. Well, yeah, they locked their doors and left. Yeah, but
They got
no.
what they needed, fresh DNA samples, and they've been gone for quite a while. Okay.
Oh my.
We've extrapolated all that we can from that tech. Like, you can laugh at me all you want, but if you know, you know.
Because I was going to say,
It's kind of, like, come on, from the time that we learned how to fly a plane to the time we went to the moon, come on.
I thought you didn't believe
Come
me.
on. It's in your face, guys.
I didn't think
Maybe,
we would.
maybe for our 100th episode, we'll do 100 conspiracy theories. I don't know. Maybe.
Name me something invented in the 21st century that doesn't have to do with entertainment.
I'll wait. No, well, I mean, we have AI, but like AI is actually not what people think it is, so I'll leave that alone.
Because again, what's going to be the next big invention? Sex bots.
We already have that. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know that we should make an android, a fully, like, quote unquote sentient android, a sex bot. I think we've explored those dangers enough in science fiction.
Yeah, and again, it's like, yeah, if you make them too, you know, if it's hard, you know, if you can't tell the difference between the look of an android and the look of an actual human being, can you imagine that chaos? I didn't kill that person. It was an android.
I mean, again, like, I think that Picard was kind of timely, but it wasn't very well executed, so I think the message of that went over a lot of people's heads.
God, can you imagine? It's like, no, honey, I'm not cheating on you. It's a robot.
Robosexuals.
Oh,
shout out to Futurama.
That's coming. Hey,
yeah, I mean, it's been here for a while, but actual, like, practical, like, affordable sex robots, that's what's really going to change the game and really destroy humanity.
Oh,
and
God.
They're just racing towards that. Like, they're just racing towards the end of humanity, and, like, nobody's saying anything.
The birth rate's
capitalism.
The birth rate's going to go down.
Well, it's already down across the world. So, like, that's just the next natural step. And it's like, who's going to maintain the robots when the plebs are dead? I don't think the elite have this all figured out just yet.
And again, I mean, sex workers, I mean, I'm sure they don't want the sex bots out there, you know.
I guess it'll be a niche thing at that point to have sex with a human. Listen, I get the ick of, like, wanting to have sex with a person. Like, I do. Like, I'm just like, ugh, just the thought of it now. After taking a break, it's just like, especially like with all the stuff that's going on in the world, it's like, ugh. Like,
I know I'm gonna be speaking a foreign language to you, but it's like when you know a person for a while, when you care for them, it's like, you know.
Listen, I have a platonic life partner. I'm fine with that. I have my emotional needs taken care of. That's fine. But like just people are just, like, meat bags are gross. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. Meat bags are just disgusting, just full of bacteria and viruses. I'm good on it, man.
Well, Lilith, you don't have to touch the meat bag. Oh.
I'm just saying, I get it, but at the same time, that is definitely like when functional, actual, like, affordable sex robots come to market, that is going to be the end of humanity, and I'm going to stand by that. But somehow I'm okay with it too. It's just like, it is what it is. Things have to take their course. Maybe if humans go away, the Earth will be saved. Until the heat death of the universe, of course. But you know.
Oh my God! And then what's going to happen to the porn industry?
Oh, it's just, well, I mean that's a topic for Patreon, because I actually have the answer for that.
Oh, for our AVN discussion, yeah. So subscribe to the Patreon, kids. Okay,
yeah. I have a lot of theories about that, actually.
For all Lilith's porn takes, yes. The February episode of
it's a special interest. It's not even like a perverse thing. It's just kind of a special interest at this point of like, why is this thing popular in the corn industry? I'm worried about us, guys. Who's pushing this agenda? Like, even pornography can be astroturfed is all that I'm saying.
Passing interest. Bitch, you got PhD.
I mean, pretty much, essentially.
Professor of pornography, Lilith Hellfire.
I mean, honestly, if I, like, well, what is it? I mean, they do have, like, professors. It's not like porn. It's like sexual, whatever it is. I forget the exact thing that's in the humanities department, but like, I could probably apply for that and get it.
Get a doctorate? That's how you become a doctor?
No, I still say being a dentist is going to be way easier.
Doctor of Pornography. I so want that.
We'll see how after this being a dentist thing pans out.
And again, kids, this is censored. So yeah, just subscribe to the Patreon before the February episode. Well, again, if you subscribe later, it'll still be there. But yes, get the hot take on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna seek myself in nostalgia. Like I dusted off the VHS, I dusted off the DVD player, not even the Blu-ray player, the DVD player. I'm trying to find my TV with the DVD and VHS combo on the CRT. Like I want to get like a plasma screen. I'm gonna get probably just like my PlayStation 2 is gonna be like the last console in the house. Like I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna immerse myself back into that late 90s, early 2000s culture. I'm gonna recreate my space. I'm gonna do it all.
Oh my God, there you go.
I'm gonna get Yahoo Messenger. I'm doing it all, kids.
Every Friday night, you need to put a live cam on you, and people will just watch you, like, playing your vintage video games, eating your Domino's pizza.
No, Pizza Hut. I'm gonna talk to my local pizza. I'm like, hey man, you got those old Bigfoot wrappers?
Can you slap some extra grease on it like it was in the 90s?
Can I get a red cup?
Yes. Oh, I'm sure you could probably buy some somewhere.
I'm gonna get a McDonald's ashtray. I'm doing it all. I'm gonna go find I'm gonna go find a stash of old McDonald's cookies that are shaped like those little characters like Grimace and the bird with the goggles.
Oh, like the animal crackers almost.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. I'm gonna do it. Once a month. That might be fun. Just turn my room into a 90s, early 2000s, just Y2K spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you did a big enough deep dive on the internet, you could probably find a bunch of 90s stuff for your house, like, like the Pizza Hut cups and...
Oh, no. Okay, so I found something, and this is a spoiler for your birthday gift, Phil. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You know the Batman and Robin movie, those McDonald's glasses?
Yes.
I found the whole set. And I'm going to give you one of the Robins that I found.
Oh, nice. Nice, thank you.
So, yeah. So, no, like, you can do it. Like, it was just kind of, like, happenstance. I was in one of those consignment shops, and I saw it, and I was just like, the whole set? Really? Cool. So I bought it. And then the set had a couple of doubles, and they happened to have a double of the Robin cup, so I was just like, oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thought of you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I deep cleaned them, but I'm still not drinking out of them.
Oh, no.
Just for display. You're not gonna. No, this is for display.
I know those ones are glass, but I'm still like.
I had like the apple cider vinegar, the alcohol, the 99% alcohol, the whole thing, and I was like, and then I put it in the dishwasher. I was like, it's still just gonna go on display, but I'm not just gonna leave.
30-year-old cup. Nah, it's like, forget about that.
Not chancing it.
And again, it was the 90s. I know those ones are glass, but it's like, how much lead is in there?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how we got our vitamins, kids.
How we got something.
The asbestos, the lead. That's how we got our vitamins, kids.
Asbestos, lead, and then like for all the 2000s kids, all the like industrial waste that's in our water, like the Xanax and all that. Or
you talked about this McDonald's ashtray.
Political, but did you see that one like place in like I think it was like Missouri? They were trying to get the fluoride out of their water, and I'm just like, guys, that's why our teeth look better than the UK's teeth, right? I think that's the case for it all.
Wasn't RFK talking about that? It's like trying to get the fluoride out of the water. It's just like, oh.
He got confirmed, so have fun.
Brainworms.
I mean, that could happen to anyone, actually. It's not talked about enough.
Oh, what? That's like a more common thing than we know?
Yeah, well, Americans believe that they don't need to, like, parasite their bodies like everybody else in the world.
Oh God,
that's the whole thing. But some people think it's a conspiracy, but I happen to know different.
Dude, I will not go swimming in like lakes and stuff anymore because, like, God, years ago,
I haven't swum in like a river literally in like decades. I got a leech on me once and never again.
I don't know what I got, but I swear there was like one lake we went to. Again, it was like a swimming area. I don't know if so people were just crapping in the water or what, but like I swear I was sick for like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, never again. I'm not ever going in a natural body of water.
Well, the ocean is fine, just not a closed.
Yeah, the ocean's fine, but yeah, not like a lake or a stream or stuff.
Well,
yeah, no.
Well, I would recommend like give it another chance, but like go up to it has to be like one of the Great Lakes actually. I wouldn't like swimming in the other lake, but the Great Lakes are fine.
Yeah, and as long as there's not like a ton of people in there. Yeah, if it's just
Like especially like up by the Upper Peninsula, like where
Yeah.
it connects with like Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Whatever,
more.
which one is that? Is that Lake Superior? I think it's Lake Superior. That one is the
Mm.
best one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, any body of water, as long as it hasn't been like touched
Yeah,
much
I don't
by
do
humanity.
rivers, like little small lakes, ponds, none of that anymore. Like,
Oh,
it's
no,
been
I know.
a very long time.
Yeah, but I know what you're
I
saying
don't
about
even do the lazy river because those little kids pee in it, bro. Like they ruin everything.
Oh, yeah,
drunk adults do too, but still.
Yeah, no, I remember the ocean because me and my parents went on a cruise when I was like 12. We went to the Bahamas. That clear water.
Into the water, down to the bottom. See straight through. I love.
Yeah, you get
Pacific Ocean is my favorite ocean.
crystal clear water. Yeah.
But the Caribbean Sea is pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff is.
They had a '90s cruise, and I couldn't go, and I was so bummed.
The world. Did they?
Yeah, they have a couple of them, and I just it's not gonna line up with any time that I have off. But I would have loved to just like done little clips for the show, for the podcast for it. But
now that you bring it up, did I see somewhere the other day? I think is Comic-Con doing cruises now or something?
They had a cruise. They had a Comic-Con cruise. I think it was a disaster though.
Well, yeah, probably a lot of. I don't know. Do you think a lot of guests are like, I ain't going on a effing boat?
Cruises are pretty cool, but you have to be a cruise person.
Yeah, and like if you're a guest, you want to be around your fans because otherwise you're like, I'm trapped on a boat with these maniacs.
Yeah.
Capes and Lunatics cruise.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, oh god, how many months would that have to be? But I'm like, hey, cruise from the United States to Australia and back.
That Wi-Fi better be good because everyone's gonna have to be working from home.
Oh yeah. Oh god, and people are just gonna be bored. I mean, how long is that thing gonna be?
If we can even get down there, there's too much commotion in the ocean right now.
No, that's true. Meet Capes and Lunatics personality Ray.
Tight.
That's fun. I'm never gonna get tired of that.
I know. Just the way he's
only takes maybe at most 58 days.
Okay, so like 2 months.
Usually it's 18 to 41, but it can take up to 58 days if it's bad weather.
Well, yeah, and again, these days, find me a spot on the globe that is not having bad weather. Global warming.
I don't know. The Atlantic Ocean this time of year is pretty good. You just want to be back in there before June, aka hurricane season start. I can't believe I've become a hurricane season expert.
Oh my god! I think I saw a story too. It was like a retired couple, and it's just like
they live on a cruise. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, they take cruises year round because
to take cruises than that's so sad.
Than rent, yeah. So they're just like, yeah,
rent. Do you know how expensive cruises are? Like, I mean, you can get it down to pretty cheap, even for 2 people. But
I mean, I guess. Crazy. I mean, it must be. It might be nice too. I mean, if you're retired and you don't want to, you don't need to be in one spot. It's like, well,
But that's just sad. Yeah, it's like the Breaking Bad thing. It's like cool idea, but kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean the state of the economy, yeah, it's horrible, but it's like,
especially for old people, like especially if Medicare and like Social Security go away. I'm gonna want my refund though, the lifetime that I paid into it. So millennials, Gen X, time to revolt about that. If it goes away, we want our money back. And
all these government officials just getting laid off and stuff, and
yeah, the economy's about to be so bad. So I'm like, as much as I want to like quit my job. So sad. I'm so sad.
Speaking of not living here and just be sailing the seas, let's about to become an actual pirate.
Yeah. I mean, technically I am because I live in Tampa, but I'm a buccaneer. So.
Give me all your valuables and your.
Thought about it. I was like, literally though, like my low key obsession, like has driven me to live in Florida and Tampa of all places in Florida. Not Orlando, not Miami, but Tampa. I'm a tampon. Great.
Oh,
that's literally what they're called. So bad.
Oh,
I gotta rethink my life.
Tampons. Yeah, well, they are stuck in the bottom of the country there.
It's the dick handle. What do you mean?
What?
It's the dick handle of America.
Wow. On that note, yes. So I'm gonna pull up schedule here, but yes, next time I know we're gonna do a few. I don't think we're gonna do the whole month, but we're gonna do a few Saturday Night Live episodes. I think we'll start because it's on this weekend. the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special.
Okay.
It's on tomorrow night, so.
All right, so remind me to watch that when we discuss Brave New World.
Okay. And then we'll probably
like on regular TV or
well, it's on regular
or...
TV, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on Peacock too. But
oh wait, has that Jesse Martin show started back up for the second half?
Yeah, it's been on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it said it wasn't coming back till February, like middle of February.
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, last couple of weeks there's been episodes. So
okay, so I can go binge that at least.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the schedule. Yeah, so we'll probably do the 50th anniversary special next time, and then we want to do the movie. What is it? Saturday night.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and then I figure we'll do 3 episodes. Maybe for the last episode, we'll do like our like favorite sketches, favorite performers and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, because it's the 50th anniversary again.
That's an achievement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what people say like that.
It's a testament to broadcast television that they have nothing on.
Lauren Michaels wants to know. Yeah, because again, I mean, how many different channels had stuff, trying to compete with Saturday Night Live?
Mad TV is the biggest cultural loss, and I will stand by that statement.
Exactly.
Bring back Mad. Now that's something they haven't brought back Mad TV out of all things that they could bring back. Come on, HBO.
Was it on Fox or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It would be Disney probably. I don't know.
Yeah. No, like if HBO or somebody did that, something like that. I mean, if you did it like on a streamer or something, I mean,
I miss Comic View. I miss like Def Jam comedy.
Yeah.
Dude, we need it.
Well, that's the thing. If you do it on a streamer or something, that could be something you have over Saturday Night Live where you're like, yeah, this is uncensored. Like we can swear, we can do whatever.
I mean, Live in Color was trying to make a comeback like 10 years ago. I don't know. Well, the Wayans have kind of been run out of Hollywood, so that was kind of unfortunate. But,
Ooh.
I mean, I don't really know why. It's not like anything like people just don't want to compete with them. They're genuinely so creative and just a force to be reckoned with, and they want to do things their way.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of rubs other people the wrong way.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, like, that's what I mean by that. Like, nothing salacious or anything like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, kids. So, oh god, I still didn't do the thing. All right. So yes, send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find everything almost pretty much since the beginning of time. That's what I was telling Tyler. I think there's Before the Bad episodes up there. There's Flash Arrow Power Hour.
Those links still work.
I guess you could try and see.
Try and let us know, kids.
Because I was going to say all the Capes and Lunatics stuff I know, if those links don't work, it's on our YouTube channel. So
you might have to go back and update.
That's from 2017 on. So yes. So Capes
Lunatics coming up on our 10-year pretty soon here.
What?
I said we're going to be coming up on our 10-year pretty soon.
What, the Capes and Lunatics?
Yeah.
2027, yeah.
It's sooner than you think.
That I know.
It's almost March, Phil.
I know.
Of 2025.
Oh my God. That's what we should have did for March. Just the craziest effed up stuff for episodes, and we could have called it March Madness.
Next year.
Yes. And again, speaking of crazy madness, yes, little help our demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Suggestion.
What?
It's a gentle suggestion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Light donkey punch.
Wow. Consensual in its way. Oh.
Trying to donkey punch me now, bitch.
And of course, the Patreon where, buy merch at Teespring and or TeePublic and Spring. And again, as we said, to help support us through the Patreon, you get exclusive uncensored content every month. And if you subscribe, you can tell us what to do. Send us topics.
Or you can get bullied, whatever your preference.
Or both. You get bullied for your time and effort and your money. But as we said, February episode, we're going to review the AVNs and little hot takes on the porn industry. And how
my predictions for the future of the porn industry should sex robots actually become affordable.
Although, well, I mean, we'll get into that, but there's going to be a rule. It's like, you have to have at least one, flesh and blood human being.
Oh, they're going to unionize so fucking fast.
Where it's like it can't just be all robots, all right. So yes, find every, well, yes. So subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
Can I tell you what a trooper this Justin is? He's already started like a Google document for ideas for Marvel Tales for 2026.
I'm glad you bet your match, Phil.
I know, because like we have 2025 planned out pretty much. I mean, we've made a few tweaks, but it's just like every episode I said where we're like, yeah, that's a good one. We should add that to the list. So yes, he's actually started a list. So all right. So thank you for joining us. I told him, I said, I should tease Lilith all the time and be like, why can't you be more like Justin? And he's like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. He's like, I'm like, no. I love both my kids the same. I'm podcasting children the same. Yeah.
All right, I prefer gingers. So.
Well, yes, we know. Who's that redheaded robot? All right, so yeah, kids, come back the next couple episodes for a bunch of Saturday Night Live content. And again, this was episode 90. We're on our way to episode 100.
100 conspiracies.
Isn't that every episode?